In the last section, we reviewed those barriers or excuses that individuals typically encounter or the excuses that they use to avoid physical activity. In this section, we're going to start understanding how we can embrace change and increase our understanding of the concept of wellness. First of all, let's look at SMART goals. SMART goals can be used as a strategy to help you stay on track when you set end goals that seem to be out of reach. The American Council on Exercise describes SMART goals as specific. The goals must be understandable and they must state what you are trying to accomplish. They must be measurable. Goals need to be measurable so that there's no doubt you have achieved them. They need to be attainable. Goals need to challenge you, but they need to be realistic. Goals need to be relevant. In other words, they need to relate to your interests, and they must be time-bound. You should develop both short and long-term goals and set deadlines for each. This method is a great way to start your exercise project and even a better way to stay on track. Now, not everyone is ready to jump right into an exercise program or a lifestyle change. And when they do, they are going to experience a variety of stages as they work towards their end goal. The Trans-Theoretical Model of Change, or TTM, is a framework used to describe the stages of acquiring or maintaining healthy behaviors. It's important to note that although there are 6 stages, individuals typically function within the first 5. Now, let's look at those 6 stages. The first stage is the pre-contemplation stage. This is when you're not ready yet. In this stage, people are simply not ready to begin the process of change. Actually, they can be described as being resistant to change in this stage. Contemplation is also described as the getting ready stage. And in this stage, people are aware that they might need to change. This is when you start to realize that things are really not going well for you, and you need to start looking at making a change in your life. People can stay at this stage for long periods of time because they haven't yet made a commitment to change. The third stage is preparation. In this stage, people are intending to act in the immediate future. Individuals in this stage probably have an action plan or at the very least an idea about where and how to start. The fourth stage is action. As the name suggests, in this stage, people are making actual changes to their behavior. For example, perhaps they've started working out on a regular basis. The fifth stage, maintenance, is the stage where people are actually making those changes to their behavior. They may not be as active as those in the action stage, but they're less likely to relapse if they get to stage 5. And the final stage, or the 6th stage, is the termination stage. In this stage, the individual has no desire to return to those original behaviors. It's important to note that this stage is rarely reached. So, change is a process of evolution. Individuals need to go through a series of stages before reaching their desired outcome. And it's important to note that this is a slippery slope. Individuals may move back and forth in the sequence of stages until they reach their final outcome. So this destination is a journey. So to recap this model, let's take a couple minutes to watch a short video.
The Trans-Theoretical Model of Change suggests that intentional behavior change occurs in 6 stages. When an individual attempts to change their behavior, they move through different stages using different processes to help them get from one stage to the next until they have reached their desired behavior. The first stage is pre-contemplation. This is the stage people are in before they're actually ready to change. They may not even intend to change at this point. The second stage is contemplation. This is where individuals are considering to make a behavior change within the next 6 months or so. However, for some, it may take longer. The third stage is preparation. This is when the individual is actively planning to change. The fourth stage is action. This stage consists of actual effort in the changing of the behavior. The fifth stage is maintenance. This stage consists of sustaining the changed behavior and resisting relapse. The last and final stage is termination. This is when the individual who has made the change now has zero temptation to return to their old habits and behaviors. No matter what mood that individual is in, they will not decide to go back to their old ways because they have reached their goal. The individual must be personally determined to make a change in their behavior. Change does not occur all at once. It takes time, effort, and support. Behavior change to live a healthy lifestyle begins with you.
So that video does a nice job just kind of recapping those 6 stages. And you'll all go through those as you start making any change in your life, whether it be physical activity or some lifestyle change, like a change in your nutrition. These are very common. The next area we want to look at is the area that we're going to call the dimensions of wellness. It's important to understand that there is a significant difference between wellness and health. Health is a term that references the overall condition of your body or mind. More specifically, it refers to the presence or absence of disease or infirmity. Wellness, on the other hand, refers to your optimal health. It's about those decisions you make about your lifestyle, and it extends far beyond the concept of being free from disease or injury. Wellness is made up of multiple dimensions, and the goal is to live your life in a manner where you attempt to achieve a status of wellness in all of the various dimensions. As we look at those dimensions, I'm sure you're all aware of the concept of physical and mental wellness. You simply have to turn on a television and you will be bombarded with all sorts of different things that you can do to help you reach a level of wellness in those dimensions. However, there are numerous other dimensions that also affect your overall wellness, and we want to take some time to review those dimensions. The 6 dimensions of wellness was first described by Dr. Bill Hedier, and it's been considered to be a very well-vetted wellness model. Now, we've already touched upon 2 of the dimensions when we mentioned physical and mental wellness. Let's look at Hedier's other 4. First of all, let's look at intellectual wellness. This dimension emphasizes stimulating mental activities. It challenges you to engage your mind with problem solving and learning. Spiritual wellness is an extremely personal dimension, and it suggests that we should live our life with purpose and meaning. Are you trying to be a better person? The textbook shares Denise Reynolds' spiritual wellness quiz. How did you score? I hope you all took it. Social wellness is a dimension that encourages you to connect with the role you play in society. How do you interact with those people around you? Do you practice the skill of empathy? Do you work to enhance your relationships? Occupational wellness deals with your satisfaction in your career choice. Do you like your job? Do you feel fulfilled in your job? As stated earlier, Hedier's original model focused on 6 dimensions. And if you look up wellness now, you're going to find there's a number of additional factors that we can now consider to be part of our overall wellness. The one that we want to add to this discussion is financial wellness. Financial wellness deals with your ability to live within your means. It's that dimension where we are able to balance our income with our expenditures, and it seems to be a dimension of wellness that many people struggle to attain. So be sure to read through your textbook about these dimensions. It goes into a little bit more detail on financial wellness as well. So in summary, or in closing, it's important to remember that wellness is not simply the absence of disease or infirmity. It is so much more. To achieve wellness, you must understand the dimensions, and you have to strive to achieve wellness within those dimensions.